This May, Seattle Opera presents the return of Bizet's celebrated classic, Carmen. A mesmerizing story of obsession, dazzling sets, elaborate costumes, and iconic melodies make Carmen irresistible. Don't miss Carmen, May 2nd through 17th at McCaw Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Discover the raw, essential story of Northwest modernism through the Seattle Art Museum's Beyond Mysticism. This exhibition features over 150 pieces celebrating the region's natural beauty and urban life. Get your tickets today at seattleartmuseum.org. We'll see you there.
It's nice that we have resources to help us, follow our dream and still go to college, continue education.
FAFSA has definitely given me the chance to get that post-secondary education that I want to get.
As AVID teachers, we really help our students through those processes.
So being able to provide all the tools is a gift.
The opportunity is the doors are open for him to go to any college that he wants, any university statewide.
All right, yo, this is it, okay?
Yeah. The mics are hot. Let's see if we can keep them hot. Welcome back to the pop. You know what I'm saying? As you know, we definitely be popping it in the commercial break, and that's what happened right there. Oh, look at that.
Live, we're live.
Oh my goodness. All right, our second story here. This is something that everybody here should be able to, if you claim Seattle in any kind of way that you could relate to. I'm talking about number A4 over here, Eric. We're talking about Ezel's Famous Chicken. I talked to the CEO tonight, Mr. Louis Rudd. Call him my uncle. You see the Ezel's logo is here in the Black Media Matters studio. Ezel's Famous Chicken was the very first customer of Converge Media over 10 years ago. So it's like, man, it goes deep. Now, let's see here. This is some reporting from Cairo 7, the G and Ursula show, and they're talking about here that Louis Rudd, the co-founder of Seattle's iconic Ezel's Famous Chicken, who's now pursuing a 42-year-old dream of franchising his business nationwide since opening up the first location across from Garfield High School in 1984. And hello, let me tell you, it was February 1984, and it was during bubbling brown sugar. That's when it opened up. It was just a good marketing ploy there. It was how can we get all these guys here? The brand has grown to 17 units and hundreds of employees, building a reputation on fresh, never frozen chicken and homemade size. So now they've got one in Oregon. Louis Rudd is now saying the company is now normalized and his activity seeks new partnership to scale the brand while maintaining its strict core values. So basically, Louis, man, has been at it, I mean, that's really OG. He's the dean of the class. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they opened a business in 1984 and constantly expanded the business. A lot of people don't know this, but there used to be an Ezel's in Dubai. And when I lived in Dubai, I used to go.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, I used to go to the Ezel's in Dubai. Yeah.
Man, shout out to OG.
That's just what I'm saying.
Across the waters, man.
It sounds like Louis Rudd is ready for retirement, and also he's like, yo, how can he take this business nationwide?
To the next
Ezel's nationwide. What are your thoughts on that, Papa Black?
It deserves it. I mean, it's been here for so long. And the biscuits.
That's a roll.
Get you to roll the biscuit, man. You know what I'm saying? And that needs to be national and everywhere else that it can be, for sure.
Angela Rye, is it the chicken or the strips for you?
Oh, it's definitely the spicy strips for me.
The strips.
And the roll. It used to be a red Faygo pop, but do you know how much sugar is in the red pop?
Man, Angela Rye came in here with the health test for
I
everybody.
I was so excited last year because I was like, oh, they got red pop Faygo. I was somewhere, And I drank a little bit. I was like, oh man, this tastes like liquid diabetes. I can't do it. But I will tell you this, one of my favorite things about Ezell's is their constant giving back to the community. I grew up, of course, marching with my dad for every Martin Luther King march. And at the end of every Martin Luther King march, there is an Ezell's meal being served. And so I just want to shout them out for always being a conscientious franchise, for always making sure that they took care of the people who made pathways for them. So I want to tell him, in the spirit of Dr. King, keep the dream alive and pursue that nationwide franchising model. I like it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, Louis, I talked to him tonight, and, you know, well, it was a text. I was like, sir, I see that Thous is making the rounds on the major platforms talking about your major moves. You got to come here and tell the community what's up. And he's like, yeah, no problem. We'll talk in the morning. But it's like Ezell's, man, like Louis and those guys, they put in so much work on it. And it's like for years, it was almost like they've been overlooked. And I think that's why, like, they went big with this announcement, you know, Puget Sound Business Journal and everything else. They're, like, letting people know, like, hey, this business here is 4 decades. You know what I'm saying? This is a viable business. This is a scalable business, and let's do it, everything else. And, man, Louis deserves a rest, man. All those guys, Louis and Faye, like, man, they've really held it. When we say that, like, Ezell's and Louis, that, man, being, like, the dean of the class is real deal. So, Louis, my guy, you know what I'm saying? We can't wait to get you down here. Don't come down here without no chicken, though, bro. No chicken, no interview.
Blueprint of quality
No
black
chicken,
business.
no interview. It's crazy.
No chicken, no interview.
All right, we're gonna keep it moving here. Man, so the Mariners, they played yesterday as the Steelheads. You know what I'm
Steelhead
saying?
Sundays, my favorite day to watch baseball now.
There it is. Unfortunately, so the Steelheads were undefeated going into this weekend. They were 3-0. They took an L yesterday against the Kansas City Royals. They lost 4-1. Deontay Damper was in the building with, like, everybody, as usual. You know, it brings the entourage. We had a great time there. But I want to bring this up to you. Can we put Papa Black up there? You got his slide, his number here. This is A7. That's you, Papa Black.
A7.
What everybody is seeing right now is you and your son and
Beautiful young king.
yeah, and your nephew, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I would do that then.
Y'all are nuts.
Hey, man, this is the best thing. It's our studio. We get to
love
pop
it.
off. We ain't
I
got to
love
pay
it.
nobody no rent to be here.
I love it.
Yeah, you know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
it, yeah.
This is our thing. We have Papa Black. Is it 3 black people on screen right now?
Did you say is there?
Yeah.
Is there 3
They're
black
definitely
folks? Me, my son, my nephew. We really enjoyed
Oh, I
the
thought you were talking
moment.
about us. I'm about to say, who you questioning? Who is you questioning, man?
the other 3 black
I was
people.
like, hold on. I just told you what the
other
lady
black
said
people on
about
the other
light-skinned
screen.
people earlier. Now, hold on. Can't we all just get along?
You felt traumatized.
Hey, listen, we were trying to set up a beautiful family moment here
I'm
until
sorry,
Angela
guys.
Rye came. So
I know I made it about me.
Hold on,
Sorry,
here's what
Papa
we're
Black. I'm sorry.
here's what we're gonna do is we're
Traumatized.
gonna reset the moment. Hey, Papa Black, up on the screen right now is you, your son, and your nephew.
Yeah,
Tell
don't
us
be talking
that
about
was
is
your
there 3
first
black people.
baseball game, right?
My first MLB baseball game. I've been to the Sonics when they was here many moons ago as a young kid. Seahawks at the dome that got blown up, you know, when we was there a long time ago. But I ain't never been to no baseball game, no official baseball game, and that was a really dope experience. Courtesy of my guy, the big O. Took care of us, made sure we got some wonderful seats, and just really enjoyed ourselves. Me and my boys, I pride myself on really spending these quality type of moments with my nephew and my son and making sure that they have those experiences and learning about their history at the same time. So turning kind of any outing that we do into a history lesson and what you learn about today and what you get from that moment and how'd you feel in that moment and stuff like that. So my nephew, he was more influenced by the moment. He's 15 years old. My son's only 11. He's like, I play baseball, Dad. I like the baseball. So, but it was a real dope moment for sure. For me, obviously, you know, being a grown adult, you know, and really learning the history, I'm like, damn, this is super dope. You know, they really representing us. And as you told me, Seattle's the first team to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and really represent what we really started as, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was cool to see you there with your son and your nephew and everything else. You know, I'll be honest, I'm really surprised that I was able to get Angela Rye here tonight. Because when we released the images of March 29th, which was the very first Steelhead Sunday ever, and when Angela Rye and Nate Jackson are both in the comments being like, hey, fool, where my tickets
at?
Where my tickets at? I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah. What's happening?
Inquiring minds would like to know.
Inquiring minds, so
still.
So I got something big popping later this year. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it copacetic with Angela Rye, and so you know we're working out some kind of sweet situation.
I want to be a part of the next sweet situation, and two for the grown-ups. I ain't bringing no kids next time.
I know one thing. I want to be at the game, especially like we're in an era right now where celebrating Black culture and Black excellence and Black people is frankly frowned upon nationally. And so the fact that our home team is doing this, and in large parts thanks to like your advocacy and the ways in which you're spreading the word in our community, I think it's really important that we pay our respects by, like you said, celebrating our history, taking young people, making sure that we know the richness of the culture we come from, because everybody's not celebrating it right now.
Before we change the subject, when has celebrating Black folks not been frowned upon?
I think it's really worse right now. Like, we gonna get into it, I guess. It's a Supreme Court decision. But no, it's worse right now. Like, there was at least 6 years ago, right, when George Floyd was killed, people were trying to fund Black efforts, Black people, Black film, Black businesses at record numbers because of white guilt. There's a boomerang effect that's taken us to before Reconstruction.
They just came back to their reality.
But they've come back and it's worse. I would argue, like, the fact that affirmative action has been decimated over the last few years makes it worse. The fact that they are challenging us on DEI and whether or not we belong, talking about didn't earn it, and they ain't ever earned anything. To me, it's much worse than it's been. I love an educated Black woman. That is one thing I love an educated Black woman. Well, we try. We try to educate. But I'm just saying, I think it's worse now. And I hate to say that it's worse now, but even like they're going at our books. They're banning my friends' books, people that's put their blood, sweat, and tears in the material that we have every right to learn from. I think it's worse.
Yeah, it's the president.
It ain't just him. It's him and all his
little demonic friends. Got a lot of support out there.
It's him and all his little demonic friends. All the people that wish the Confederates would have won the war.
Yeah, it is the times.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. These times is different. It's gas crazy. Prices. My grandfather used to say something. Rest in peace his soul. He used to say, "Gas prices tell you everything about life, boy."
He did.
Yeah, gas prices. Hey. It's hella random, right?
But it's good.
Now you got to think. My grandfather's my grandfather. He would have been 90 something years old now. Oh goodness, rest in peace his soul. Him and my granny. But you got to think. He's talking about a time when gas prices was probably damn 5 cents.
Yeah.
Like literally, when I was a kid, it make me feel old to think about it now. Don't tell nobody. But gas prices was that 80 cents. It was. They used to say 97. No, 97 cents. 76 gas station, Rainier Beach, or excuse me, Graham Street on Rainier.
What about the
76? Texaco too. He used to say 99 and 97. Yeah. So when I'm looking at my Supreme, and it's a 687. No, it says 687.
Yeah.
Chevron, I'm a Chevron kid. 687. Tell me what type of time we is right now. Bad. And we gonna be paying $9-10 this summer.
That's
slap
what they
yourself.
Said.
Slap yourself. Slap your pocket. Slap your rent. Slap slap your mama.
No, don't slap, please don't slap.
God forgive me, but I'm saying like it's really different right now.
Yeah.
And I will agree, like we're in a place that ain't nobody never seen.
Yeah.
Cause no, we don't got no chains on, and no, there ain't no whips. But I mean, everybody know we live in Seattle, and the racism is very
covert.
On that note right there,
Sneaky.
I think this is a great way for when you said we live in Seattle and the racism is there. We're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to actually use A7 as our break, and it's a good setup for me because we get a good shout out to our sponsors, Acts on Stage. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole lot of love from them. They got a productions coming up in honor of May being Mental Health Awareness Month. And then June is Black Men's Mental Health Awareness. So listen, we got a lot of that coming your way. We're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to hear from Acts on Stage. You're watching The Pop-Up Show.
Yeah, I go see my...
Hey, come on in. So what brings you in today?
He think he know me.
The man can't make a sandwich.
He makes me sick.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just talking.
Me, my family, my dreams, all of it.
Acts on Stage presents the world premiere of Black Man Goes to Therapy. Running May 21st through 31st, this interweaving stage play tells of a reluctant wanderer's encounter with a therapist who's seen better days. Black Man Goes to Therapy is written by Jeremy Rubin and features Ariel Davis, Joshua Webb, Carl Covington, Courtney Williams, Franklin Johnson, Zakiya Carter, and Jeffrey L. Cheatham II, with direction by Isaiah Anderson Jr. This profoundly moving theatrical therapy session is an unmissable experience where the unapologetic hope is healing. Tickets available now at actsonstage.com.
All right, welcome back to the Pop-Up Show. I'm your host, The Big O, joined by Papa Black Davinci and Angela Rye. And you talked about racism kind of here in Seattle and there. You know, people talk about us being a very liberal and progressive type city. Yeah. Well, last week in City Council chambers, there at the dais, City Council President Joy Hollingsworth, representing District 3, that's the Central District, of course, Capitol Hill, and parts in between, Joy took the opportunity to give everybody there a history lesson, especially about using words like boy in addressing City Council, the staff that works there at City Hall.
I do have something I do want to say. So this is a little bit of a public service announcement that City Hall is the people's house. And in People's House, we have rules that we follow. We respect others. We treat others with respect and kindness. Every day, our security guards, they come to this building making sure that everyone is protected, keeping people safe, and that's important to our city and our community. However, every day I see the verbal abuse and disrespect of our security team from the public. I see the emotional toll it takes on people that are simply just doing their job, keeping the peace. Last week, remarks were made that were racially charged and disrespectful to one of our security guards. Number one, full stop. That is unacceptable in this house, especially in these council chambers. Number two, the comments calling someone a boy, a little boy, a grown man, disrespectful. Let's do a history lesson. During slavery and after slavery, Jim Crow, now in the progressive Seattle, to dehumanize Black people, particularly Black men, you emasculated them. People would refer to Black men as boys. This is not a casual and affectionate term. This is deliberate. It was a way to deny adulthood, the manhood in which signaled a racial hierarchy. This was to reinforce control and submission. Even as an adult, Black men, people tried to use it to put them in their place. Now, racism, especially in Seattle, often comes from our progressive friends. We have seen performative allyship. You speak on Black lives, then you meet Black voice, and all of a sudden, the mask comes off and the real you. What we as a city and community need to stop doing is give people excuses in our city that say they're progressive. You can be progressive and racist. I've said this before last year, and I'm gonna say it again this year. Ask any person of color in this city, and they have seen it head on and face on. This is your friendly reminder that whether in your chambers, in the hallway, the stairs, first floor, in the entryway, anywhere in this building, racisms of any form will not be tolerated in this city hall. It will be called out. I will call it out every single time. Our security are most of them are people of color. They're the most kind, passionate. A lot of them are immigrants. They are human too. They take the bus here. They are families. They are friends. They are moms. They are dads. They are uncles. So, this is our friendly reminder that we are to treat everybody with respect. And anytime I hear about someone being disrespected at City Hall, other than council members, because I'm the person that gets paid to get disrespected or yelled at or screamed at or whatever. You can do whatever we want, but not to our security guards, not to the staff, not to the people who clean this building, full stop. So I wanted to say that on camera for the record, for the Seattle Channel, and I want to thank you all for coming to the meeting.
All right, that was Seattle City Council President Joy Hollingsworth with a history lesson, kind of laying the smack down there in City Hall. Angela Rye, your thoughts?
That's the only city leader I recognize in the hierarchy. She is our city council president. I wish she was our mayor.
That part.
And Joy, she's convicted. She didn't raise her voice. It was abundantly clear. And I really do hope that our city council members, I also recognize city council as leadership, but I'm just saying, in the hierarchy. I hope that our folks start paying more attention, and by our folks, I mean Seattleites, to how much racism shows up. It shows up in our paychecks. It shows up in contracting opportunities or the lack thereof. It shows up in what businesses they choose to do business with at every level of government here. And I think that we really have to reckon with that. It is a problem. I hate the Black Lives Matter signs in the white people yards when I know they're not fighting for Black people to have equal say, equal opportunity, or equal anything else here. I really do. I hate the fact that it took gentrification to ensure that our schools look good, in our neighborhoods. I really do. And I think that we have to reckon with the fact that sometimes they don't say boy out loud, but they show you boy. You know what I mean? They show you the N-word. They show you what they really think, even with the Black Lives Matter sign in their yard. I want the hypocrisy to end. I want that gap to close.
Papa Black?
She way more politically correct with her words, man. It is, I tell people all the time, they be like, oh, I didn't know there was so many Black folks in Seattle. I'll be like, yeah, that's cute. Look, when you leave King County and Pierce County, Washington will show you what Washington is. Because it ain't about Seattle, Tacoma, Everett, the little couple Black people we got in Everett, whatever, the East Side, Bellevue, Kirkland. That stuff is all cute. Yeah, we got South End to the Central and a little bit of the West, and you run to Tacoma, you're going to see a bunch of us too. But outside of that, Washington will show you exactly what the hell they is. And it just be the inner city that they gotta they gotta cover it up. You know what I mean? They gotta weasel their racism in. And they gotta weasel their underlining belittlement of you in. Cause just like she said, from business contracts, let's talk about the grants. Let's talk about the nonprofit organizations. We have to fight so hard to get these couple little dollars that they want to give us, DEI and all this I can speak frank on here.
Of course.
All this shit shouldn't even exist. We should just get the motherfucking money. Like, the fuck? I don't care about no DEI and no nothing. Give me the same $1 million that you gave them white boys over there. No, we over here fighting for 20 and 30,000. That's the dumbest shit on earth. I ain't gonna cuss no more. But
it's okay. We'll be using the Acts on Stage break for the rest of the show. Acts on Stage won't mind. We're gonna use their break. It's okay.
No, that subject just really is home for me because I watch my partners fight for. I'm a marijuana dispensary recently licensed holder and all the stuff. When they first did the marijuana licenses 10 years ago and all the shit, even 5 years ago when they made a fresh distribution for marijuana license, they gave these boys $250,000, $350,000. Here, go do what you want with it. Spin it how you want. Open it the way you want. I got approved this time around. They said, I got approved October 22nd, 2025. It takes 365 days minimum unless you already have all the capital to open up your dispensary. No matter what, it almost takes you a year to find a location, zoning, renovation, hiring your staff, security team, building the proper aesthetic. You don't want to just open up a hole in the box like most black folks do. They just open up something to say that they open. No, I want to own a proper, aesthetically clean building. And I want it to look just as good as Have a Heart or just as good as Kush 21 or Zips and all these different things. You know, they say we're going to give you a $100,000 grant, but you have to have $100,000 spent and we'll reimburse you the money.
Wow.
What kind of fucking grant is this? That's a no such thing. I never heard of a grant that said I gotta have the money to get the money.
That's crazy.
What was the point of a DEI? What was the point of a social equity? Social equity means it's supposed to be socially equal, which means we supposed to get the same treatment that them motherfuckers got. So where is that? And you giving us less money.
Right.
You're giving us less money on top of that, saying we had to have that money ahead of time, knowing damn well we not in the same position.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying is that the sham shuckle, the run amok, the banana in the tailpipe
the banana
also extends to the cannabis business. Because everything that you're saying here is, that's what Papa Rye was dealing with, and even before him. I mean,
well, that's what I said about, nonprofits and everything. I just was bringing the fact up.
About our fair city and our fair county.
Unfair.
Is that it's full of people that voted for Barack twice. They have Michelle's book autographed. They love the idea of black people, but they be scared as shit to hang out with you, Papa Black.
When I talk, they love me. When they look at me, they scared of me. That's a fact.
But they voted for Barack twice. And they got Michelle's book.
But
and they love the idea of black
never
people.
Go have a drink
but when
with me
Papa
ever.
Black shows up, look at all them shiny teeth you got. When you show up and smile at them, they run away.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where it is, and I think that
trying to make shit shine. Man.
Yeah, people like Council President Hollingsworth. I think that it's important at the position that she's in, that somebody at that position of leadership is able to ask Seattleites to look themselves in the mirror and say, like, who are you really?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Just be truthful. If you don't like me, just, keep it 1K, as I say.
Well, they don't have to like us. They do have to respect us.
Oh, you
have to respect our personhood.
That's one thing about what I love about black folks in Seattle is we're going to make you respect us.
Yeah.
We're gonna force disrespect out of you because you're not about to just disrespect me.
I think that is our intention. I don't know how successful we've been at it because we won't unify. If we were unified in that approach and at least at the bare minimum agreed at the bare minimum to do no harm to each other and to make sure that we love each other enough to respect each other so we can collectively demand their respect in what they pay us what they owe us, you know, giving us the proper grant dollars, giving us the proper investment and access to capital, I think it looks a lot different. But because we don't even do that for ourselves, they will excuse their behavior, right?
No, you're right about that. And I'm coming from a different perspective because my father would tell me, you're not a man until you're 40 years old anyway. And I just turned 44. And I will respectfully to myself say, I'm just growing up.
Yeah.
And I'm just living a life of seeing society for what it is instead of living in this street box that I was in. And, you know, and still sometimes walking the line. But because of the man that I'm trying to develop in my son and the man that I feel like I became for my daughters, you know, I'm trying to make sure that I get more involved. Even sitting down at a table like this is, people be like, Pop, you don't even do podcasts. You don't even talk. Like, because I just do my thing. They know me as Mr. Nine Jobs. I do the different things that I do, but I don't showcase my voice, myself, speak up too often. And I'm learning to do that. You know, spirits of Kun Love, his brother, and himself, putting platforms like this together, it gives me the motivation to be able to go out and really, really utilize my voice for the betterment of us in general, for sure.
All right, so we talk about using our voice. Angela Rye's got a big voice.
Serious.
She's plugged in, you know what I'm saying, on strategery of what we need to be doing, because these people on the other side, they ain't playing. They trying to take our rights away. Literally, as we speak, the Supreme Court is coming up. Man, these guys, they ain't sleeping out there on the East Coast. We're going to take a quick break right now, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what the Supreme Court has been up to and how, I don't know how, but what we need to do about our voter rights. You're watching The Pop-Up.
My name's Deontay Damper, and I want to talk to you about something real. Mental health, substance use, alcohol use, things many of us often carry in this community, often in silence. What a lot of people don't know is this: crisis care services in King County are free, and they're available 24/7 for every single one of us. You can call 988 at any time and reach out to trained, compassionate counselors right here in this very region. And we're talking about people who listen and stay with you through the moment to figure out what you need. Now, if you want someone to come to you, they'll send their mobile crisis teams anywhere in King County. These mental health professionals and people with lived experience, not law enforcement, from DESC, YMCA, and the Sound, will show up and support you. And now there's another option. You can walk into one of King County's crisis care centers anytime for urgent mental health and substance use support. Just like you walk into urgent care for a broken arm, but this time it's for your mind and your recovery. No insurance, no appointments, just walk in. The first center is actually open right now in Kirkland, and people are already coming through those doors every day. And more centers are on the way, actually in the comings of years, including Seattle on First Hill, in South King County, on the east side, and one specifically just for our youth. We all know someone who struggles. I have. Maybe you have. Or someone you love. Asking for help can often feel hard, but you're not alone. You have someone to call. Someone who can show up, and now a safe place to go. These services are free, and they're here because communities demanded better. They voted to make it real. The doors are open. Walk in when you need to.
All right, welcome back to the Pop-Up. I'm your host, the Big O, joined tonight by Papa Black Davinci and Angela Rye. Man. All right. Now, we build this as a masterclass in advocacy tonight. You know what I'm saying? We have the high-level political strategist in Angela Rye, and we have the street politician in Papa Black Davinci, and you got the Big O. Ooh, I'm just here for a good time and not a long time. But, you know, we're putting it all together tonight. We want to go ahead and put this up here, Eric. This is C1. And this was Ambassador Andrew Young. And if you know anything about civil rights in America, you know Ambassador Andrew Young. He did an interview with CNN, and it says Andrew Young says the Supreme Court will go to hell for weakening the Voting Rights Act. CNN writer John Blake shared a powerful and deeply personal perspective of civil rights icon Andrew Young regarding the Supreme Court's recent decisions to weaken the Voting Rights Act. Young, a 94-year-old young former U.S. ambassador and mayor of Atlanta who marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King to help draft the landmark 1965 law, expressed blunt outrage, stating the court would go to hell for reversing 250 years of constitutional progress. Angela Rye, I'm going to toss this to you. Tell us what's going on.
So first, I just want to acknowledge the Supreme Court has been showing us who they are. You know, we have two, I'm going to say one black Supreme Court justice and one who cosplays as a black person. The one who doesn't realize he's black is Clarence Thomas. And somewhere along the lines between a son he named Jamal and with Jenny, he lost his way. And he continues to show us just how much he doesn't care. He cares about upholding the tenets of white supremacy. And it is the 250th anniversary of this country, at least what they say they founded it. And I would argue with Ambassador Young that it's not been 250 years of progress. There's been progress and then there's been retractions. And I think we're in a serious season of dangerous retraction. So when you look at the voting rights decision that just came down for the Supreme Court, this time, this is the nail in the coffin. It's been Section 5 that was gutted by Shelby versus Holder in 2013. Is Omari not listening to my history lesson, but that's okay. And then in just a few years ago, they were working on gutting Section 2. This last decision from last week, which is the Louisiana versus Callais decision, guts Section 2. And what they are essentially saying in this decision is, you know, if you all want to draw congressional and state legislative districts by political representation, that's fine. But we no longer support racial representation. So in Louisiana, a third of the population is black. They're saying that a third of these people, of us, don't deserve representation. So when you go back, the one thing that black people love to talk about is 3/5, right? The 3/5 compromise came up in a constitutional convention in 1787. They're saying, don't worry about your 3/5. We're gonna take you down to a fifth, right? We're gonna dial you all the way back to 1/5 of your humanity. You don't even deserve to be represented by 1/5 because you should not be able to elect someone who looks like you, whose politics are like yours. We want to divide it up evenly based on where you all live. Now, you all know all over the country, we are experiencing gentrification. Black people can't afford to live next door to each other. We might have similar ideology, but we're spread out across zip codes. And so what they've tried to do is draw districts that are still based around ideology and cultural representation. They were like, no. And then today, what makes matters worse, you were talking about what happened earlier today, they said, we know that we normally take 30 plus days to issue an opinion. Louisiana's in the middle of an election. People who vote in Louisiana but are in the military, they got their ballots delivered on April 1st. This election was slated to take place on May 16th. They're canceling the election. 2 black members of Congress are not going to be on that ballot because right now the Louisiana state legislature is redrawing the maps. And the Supreme Court of these United States said that's permissible. That's what we're in right now. And so for the people at home who say, I don't want to vote because my vote doesn't count anyway, don't worry about it. They took it from you. You've been saying you don't want to vote because you're not represented anyway. Because you did not vote, now you don't have the right. Congratulations. Or you have a mic, or do you gonna sound like far away? Okay.
About voting mapping, right? I heard everything you said, and I know from the rearranging of voting mapping and how they're doing it. Can you talk about the different cities that after New Orleans that are adopting the same mindset and they're going to rearrange the maps? Like Virginia? Yeah.
You're talking about the other states.
The other states.
Yes.
People think it's only one state, but there's
No. This is, so first of all, this has been happening all over the country. So people think this began this year. This happened in 2010. So the last time the United States Congress voted on the Voting Rights Reauthorization Act, it was in 2006. What happened between 2006 and 2010?
Barack Obama.
Bam. So they were like, oh, y'all got your little Negro president. We not racist no more. We don't need these maps. We don't need any of these protections because y'all are good. So in 2013, again, the Shelby versus Holder decision came down. They said, we don't need states to be pre-cleared before states needed to turn in their maps because they were racist, naturally racist. Didn't matter if the Confederates lost the war. They were still in charge. So they would have to send in their maps to say, look, our map's not racist, right? Get it cleared. They don't have to do that anymore after 2013. Then there was another decision with Arizona. I believe that was 2018. I might be wrong on the year. And then there was this year. What's been happening all year, normally we have a census every 10 years. These maps are redrawn for the census. Donald Trump said, find me some more Republican votes. So they were like, okay, no problem. We're going to redraw the maps in the middle of a term. They call it midterm redistricting. They're in the middle of this term, because we would be 2030, they're redrawing the maps right now. Tennessee is about to get rid of a majority-minority district. Alabama just got to. They're going to redraw to get rid of a majority-minority district. Mississippi could potentially do this, but they've already had their primary. But based on what's happening in Louisiana, now there's precedent to just forget about a primary where people are already voting. So we're talking about what Fannie Lou Hamer fought against, what Medgar Evers was assassinated for in his driveway, right? Like, there are people who fought this fight already. We're going back to that time. And so that is the part that is dangerous to me. I know that our people need basic needs taken care of. We're talking about gas prices, talking about being able to afford eggs, being able to work a job. But if you don't elect people who represent your interests, those things will never change. We had progress. No, it wasn't enough. But I ain't trying to go back to the 60s. I'm not trying to go back to the 50s. I'm damn sure not trying to go back to 1787. You know what I mean? And I think we have to talk in those terms. We're in crisis.
There you go. So do we as a people, you're somebody who has your finger on the pulse. You have, your podcast. You actually do a lot nationally and locally. Do we as a people understand that it's a crisis?
Omari, I will tell you this. When you look at social media and what's getting traction right now, I want to shout out my friends at Onyx Impact. Clay and Meg, the Iran war, this is just now starting to break through. And if I'm honest with you, I'm going to tell you, like, the condition of my heart versus what I grew up working in. The condition of my heart is I understand why people are frustrated with the system. I'm frustrated with the system. I don't feel like it's ever represented us. We're talking about our own city, right? Where they're calling a security guard boy, and this is supposed to be a liberal bastion, right, in the city council. Liberal bastion where we should be seen in Black Lives Matter, and yet we don't. We don't see our fair share in contracts. We don't see our fair share in jobs. We don't see our fair share in educational resources. Imagine seeing what that might be like in the South, in the Mississippi Delta, where people still don't have floors. They have dirt floors. Imagine telling them, we need you to go out and vote and vote like your life depends on it. It's the most important election of your lifetime, and you don't have clean drinking water for your kids. I think that we're missing it by telling people to vote and not showing people how their needs can also be met. We have to do both. I think where we failed our people is we've not focused on both. We've used it as a transaction and not as a place to garner political, economic, and social power.
I would agree with that. That we don't see the get back on it.
Yeah.
We're pushed to vote. And, I shot 2 films down in Mississippi, down in Jackson, Mississippi. And we got our Emmy-nominated film Reconciliation Tour, and we were down there on the campus of Jackson State University, where in the city of Jackson you couldn't drink the water.
Yep.
And you see poverty. It's crazy. I went to college in North Carolina. All my family's from North Carolina. But you don't see the heart of the South until you get to Mississippi.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a whole different kind of South that you get in Mississippi and Alabama. And you're right that you know, our needs aren't met. People come for the votes. Our needs aren't met. It's such a quagmire sometimes.
But that's the thing. Our needs are not going to be met unless we have people who look like us, think like us, have experienced what we've experienced in the office. Because then they're like, oh, that policy actually would have impacted how my grandmother lived. You know what I mean? So we don't get the changes we need unless we elect the people who think like us and are pushed by us. That's the whole other point. We were talking about unity earlier. We got to be of the same mind and have the same agenda. We're not even doing that. And what I don't want to wait for is for it to get worse. We told people before the 2024 election, it can get worse.
You know, nobody believed that.
I don't know why.
It gets worse before it gets better, too. It sucks.
But it ain't going to get better if we don't push for better, you know?
And Papa Black, a question for you. I mean, you make music, and a lot of your music, of course, is geared towards younger people and things like that. How engaged do you think that your fans are and people are listening to their music in these things? Do they find it as serious, or just the old folks is tripping? They're telling us to vote. They're telling us the world's gonna end if we don't vote.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How much engagement is it in the music and actual political scene?
I believe that there is a section of the new, very, very young generation. So I don't know what's after XYZ, whatever they call it now, whatever, but I'm talking about a young 14, 15-year-old kid. They are paying attention. When we talking about the 19s, the 20s, and those is the kids that was really, really, we're talking about a 2000 baby. So those are the kids that was really raised off the computer, internet, Facebook, Instagram, the end of MySpace era, whatever. They live in the computer. But my niece, my nephew, some of them don't even got Instagram. They don't even be on TikTok. Like, hella more private, hella more aware of reality and like and I was like very surprised. I'm like, you ain't got no Instagram? No, I don't be liking that stuff. I'm like, well, that's different. So it made me pay attention that maybe there is a trickle of consciousness that is going into this next new generation, because they don't take no shit neither. They don't really play about their righteousness and their rights and their power, because they also very spoiled. And they feel like the world, because we as black folks kind of give the world to our kids now already, they feel like the world is theirs. But it's also going to be a slap in the face of reality when they see that it really ain't. And they going to be the ones to fight for it, because we going to be past our time. And they going to be the next ones to really change it. But this middle age of give or take, I want to, grown folks right now, let's just say young 18, young 17 to 30, they still living in a twilight zone some damn where, like, it's not really reality to them, because they living in their phones.
Angela, the Supreme Court is just that, the Supreme Court. That's the highest court in the land. Yeah. So what options do we have?
Yeah, I think that the first thing that I would tell you is I think there's still a legal pathway. We still have to sue. Litigation is still an important part, if for no other reason, just to lay the groundwork for history, that we were on the right side of history. There's also legislative pathways. There are a few because they've dominated even state legislatures. Republicans were brilliant about, and white conservatives were brilliant about how
30 years ago, they went for every position from dog catcher all the way up. And now, while Democrats were somewhere else, the Republicans were very being every single local office.
And they're about to do it even more so because they've redrawn these maps. I think the other thing that we have to remember is we have always been a powerful people. Even when we don't always agree. My co-host on Native Land Pod, our podcast, Andrew Gillum, talks about it was 10% of the people in the Montgomery bus boycotts that lasted over a year that ensured that we would be able to sit where we needed to on the bus. 10%. 10%. What? But when you hear about that historically, you're like, Oh, we all did that.
Yeah.
But if there's enough of us who are committed, I would love for it to be all of us. But right now, we'll settle for enough. Right? If there are enough of us who are committed, we can strike a mighty blow. We can make sure that we push back for what we know we deserve. The world should be theirs, and we should fight for the world to be theirs. But we should also fight for it to be ours. I say all the time, and I have it on sweatshirts, we built this joint for free. We done doing free stuff. This is ours. This is our birthright, and we should move accordingly.
Yeah. Wow. I think that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Papa Black.
No, I'm just saying the words she's speaking.
Yeah,
strong,
no,
it's real, it's deep.
Man,
True.
we bring Angela here for a reason, man. You
Teach-
know what I'm saying?
teach
We
me
can bring her
something.
back another time when she'll talk to you about health, stop vaping,
Yes.
carotid arteries, all this stuff. You
guys
health
be
check with
careful. We
Angela
need y'all to
Rye.
survive. Black Lives Matter all the time. With the police, for taking care of your health, your mental health, your wellness, all of it.
Yeah, see that's a whole nother episode. Look, we're going to our last break right now, and when we come back, we're gonna learn a little bit about Control-Alt-Delete from Papa Black Davinci, and also we're gonna learn a little bit more about Angela Rye's podcast because she's everywhere like air. You're watching the Pop-Up.
This May, Seattle Opera presents the return of Bizet's celebrated classic, Carmen. A mesmerizing story of obsession, dazzling sets, elaborate costumes, and iconic melodies make Carmen irresistible. Don't miss Carmen, May 2nd through 17th at McCaw Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Discover the raw, essential story of Northwest modernism through the Seattle Art Museum's Beyond Mysticism. This exhibition features over 150 pieces celebrating the region's natural beauty and urban life. Get your tickets today at seattleartmuseum.org. We'll see you there.
It's nice that we have resources to help us, follow our dream and still go to college, continue education.
FAFSA has definitely given me the chance to get that post-secondary education that I want to get.
As AVID teachers, we really help our students through those processes.
So being able to provide all the tools is a gift.
The opportunity the doors are open for him to go to any college that he wants, any university, statewide.
All right, yo, this is it. Okay?
Jeez.
All right, that's Director Eric Calligraphy over there, coming with intention and authority as he does his countdown.
5-0.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Not the sound of no police.
Sorry, we have ADD. Sorry.
Listen, we over here popping off like we supposed to on the pop-up, bruh. Commercial break means nothing. All right. Papa Black Davinci, man, we've been friends for a long time. You've actually been in the studio quite a few times, but we reconnected over your recent single, Control-Alt-Delete. And, the joint's hard. We got to play it for Angela here when we get off air, man. Like, the joint is hard. And it hit me in a way, like, in the song, you're like, the whole system needs a reset. Control-Alt-Delete. And actually talking tonight about like how because I called you and I was like, yo, bro, this is an anthem right here. I said, I don't know if you realize this, but you know what I'm saying? The system is rigged. The whole system does need a reset.
Yes.
Control-Alt-Delete. And we had that conversation. Anyways, you tell us about the track.
Well, as I was telling sis here, I don't talk about myself much and shit, but people that know me for real, and there ain't a lot of people that could get close to me nowadays, but people who really know what I'm from and where I come from and where I've been, they know that I was really, really, really in the streets. And nothing about what we was raised on how the grind and what we did it for is the same. The youngsters nowadays, what they promote nowadays, the reasons that they do the things that they do nowadays, how they show what they do nowadays, just nothing's the same. And I don't mean to sound like an old dinosaur or some baked out old school dude, but because I'm really with all the shits. But it just need an ultimate reset, because the reality of these kids is just fucked up. They not living in no real place. Don't nobody care about life no more. Don't nobody care about grind no more. Don't nobody really care about taking care of their mama no more, taking care of their kids like they supposed to no more. The reason why I've been off the porch since I was 12 years old. And when I'm talking about off the porch, I mean off the porch. I'm from Rainier Avenue, 53rd and Henderson. Grew up in the village, VPs before they burned down. Used to be scared to get on the bus to go to the Central. Those days when you couldn't really cross those lines, and it was not okay to be from this side and go to that side. When we grit and when we grind it, mind you, I work a 9 to 5, and I'm a business owner.
9 jobs.
You feel me? And I can go to the Central
now y'all
freely
ain't there.
now. I can go to the Central freely now in the West and anywhere else around this nation I want to move to. But when we was young, we grit for a different type of reason. Like, we grit not because necessarily I wanted these Jordans or this new PS2 that came out, or I wanted to trick off to this chick or whatever, and just, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, them stories be long too.
Boy, oh boy. But we grit because my stomach was touching my back. I was eating sugar sandwiches. I was drinking water with my cereal, for real, for real. There was butter sandwiches and wasn't nothing else in the house. Gotta go to my auntie's house where my uncle was gonna make me breakfast every single morning, because my mom might not got it right now. So these are the reasons why we got in the streets. I don't get in the streets because social media told me that I gotta have $100,000 by the time I'm 17 years old, and I gotta be able to buy this car and blow it on this girl and buy this Gucci bag or whatever the case may be. Like, so I just kind of was in a space one day when I heard this sample. Shout out to It's the Track Addict, who produced the original beat of that. And I write 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I vibe in the dark. I hear something. I go. And I just started writing. And everything just started coming to me. And every feeling that I felt about the reality of today. And it is like what you said when you hear the song. It's like, nah, this ain't just the game. This ain't just the streets. This is society. Where we live in, what the whole subject of this show today, you know, the government, gas prices, everything. This is a new fucking reality that we living in right now. And it all need a reset. It all need a change. We all need to come back to seeing things for what the hell they really are, and not living in this fog, figmentation of what we think it's supposed to be. And we need to really show ourselves what really is. Like, look yourself in the mirror, know who you is. And I feel like we don't really know that, because everything's a filter. You know, the girl that you see on social media ain't real. Everything is AI. If I look at her lips, they're blown up. When I seen her in real life, it's not the same. Her face looked hella smooth on Instagram. Why it don't look like that right now? Just every aspect of reality is not reality. And I was watching, I be on YouTube. I watched I don't watch like full podcasts, but I watch like little educational joints that pop up sometimes. And I was looking at this street dude. I can't remember his name, but he was just saying, excuse my French, real nigga. Real niggas is not real no more. Yeah. Like, a real nigga is actually fake today. That's real. because that's what's projected, because that's what he's showing you on the computer. But in real life, when you see that person, it's not even the same.
Yeah, real one is, yeah.
It's not, when we say a RN, we say a real one, I'm organic, I'm authentic. You're authentic for Instagram?
For the gram, it's like.
That's it. Nobody's real in real life.
The responsibilities of a real one ain't glamorous on IG, bro. You ain't getting no traction there when you really, you know what I'm saying?
So people wonder why, if I'm taking too long, tell me to stop. But people wonder why I don't show certain things about my life on the computer. And I'm very strategic in what I let you see. Fucking right, I sold dope most of my life. Damn right, I was in the penitentiary. Damn right, I gangbanged to a T. But do I show you that every day, every time you see me? Do I show you 30,000, 50,000, 100,000? Do I brag about the chain around my neck? Do I brag about the teeth that I wear? I don't talk about none of that. You know what you see on my Instagram? Me in the club, because I am a promoter, nightlife promoter. I show you all my events, because I want you to come to my party, for sure, for sure. I want you to, 1K, look me up, 1K Lifestyle
Angela
LLC.
VIP.
Yeah, everybody gets VIP in this room. Just holler at me, I promise you. But outside of that, the showcase of that, because that is my real life, I'm going to show you me with my son. I'm going to show you me with my nephew. I'm going to show you me when I get with my daughters and they give me this big old hug. I'm going to show me when I'm on this regular ass 9-to-5 job on a shipyard and I show you the sunset on the water and I say, yeah, because you can do that and you can do this. Because the projection that everybody got now is you have to be one or the other.
I think that you have it's a unique situation because you're very transparent in that. Is that like you're in this entertainment, this life, you've been in music literally your whole life.
Facts.
But man, you really get up and go to a 9-to-5 and a real hard job, by the way.
25,000 steps a day, baby.
And Angela said you're taking 20,000 in reverse, but we'll leave that there.
Another subject.
So, man, and real quick, and actually we'll circle back around for it. But since I've said this real quick, where do people find your music? What do they need
just
to look
look
for?
up. You can Google me. I'm the only Papa Black Davinci in the whole world.
That's good for you.
Black Davinci, Instagram, Papa Black _ Davinci.
I'm not even big like you, and there's hella fake pages on Big
Yeah,
O.
I don't got no fake pages. I don't got no artificial me's. When you see me, it's never gonna be AI. You know, just Google me. Control Alt Delete is my #1 single out right now. All platforms, video, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. Just go take a listen. Go check the message because it's real. It's authentic. You know, and it's past what a real nigga is.
I think that this might. I'm gonna look at all your interviews. I think this might be your the most you've broken down the thoughts behind this song, and so this is really good.
I told you I don't talk that much.
It's people that come around Big O. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Big O.
Angela actually talks for a living, though.
For
so,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? A little bit different than you, Papa Black. I know you be recluse. You be over in your cave. You know what I'm saying? But Angela, you know what I'm saying? We know that you're home a lot more here in Seattle. And first and foremost, actually, I got a few things to say because this is a pop-up, right? I was listening to you 100%. But, you know, we always want you to look amazing in the Black Media Matters studio, and this camera was off about 4 or 5 degrees in the shot. So I called Buff Rogers over here to
VR in the building.
I called him to be like, hey, next time Eric goes wide, please frame up Angela perfectly in this camera. And Angela gave it to me like, Big O ain't listening, but it's okay. You know?
Yeah, because you were like, tell us what happened. I'm like, hello. You gotta listen to him.
But this is the comfortability here in the studio. But man, I mean, you are home, but you know you're also everywhere, like air. You know what I'm saying? For people that don't know, like man, Angela comes from a family of life. Really, I couldn't really see you doing nothing but what you're doing right
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Predestined.
Yeah, like
Named after Angela Davis. I didn't have a choice.
You're like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not enough time tonight to go super deep in it, but you know, a lot of people know Angela's father, Eddie Rye.
Papa Rye.
You know what I'm saying? Papa Rye. Hey. Instrumental in so many things. The last conversation I had with him in person was about how they lobbied to change William King County into Dr. Martin Luther King County,
Yes,
where we're at
indeed.
right here, the only geographic area in America that's named after a civil rights icon. That's the family that you come from, and so much love to like have you, like it's like you know what I'm saying? I'm excited because it's like she home.
Yes.
Because you really do be like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? He was out there in Washington, D.C. for a long time, the Congressional Black Caucus, working with them and some everything else. I've talked a lot. Angela, man, what's going on?
I'm happy to be home. You said it's not a lot of time, so I'm happy to be home. Wanted to be closer to my parents. My mom is 82. My dad's 83. He'll be 84 June 2nd. And just, you know, I think what you start to realize as you get older is life is short. And you want to spend time with the people who are closest to you. I can get on a plane from anywhere. We got SeaTac. It's all right. So I can, you know, go straight from there to where I need to go speak or take a meeting or whatever. And I think right now the most important thing is to be close to my loved ones. We are, of course, in a really unique time. And I think we need to be close to the folks we love. We need to be building on the Black community that was established before we were alive, and make sure that we preserve what we built. Like, we deserve that at home too. So one of the things that's been really important to me is bringing back some of the things that I learned being in DC or being in LA. I will be speaking at the Laura Miller Bar Association dinner Friday. And then the next Friday, Kimberly Crenshaw, who is the woman who coined the term intersectionality and is a big critical race theory scholar, will be here talking about her book, and I'm hosting that talk. So I want to bring thought leaders into this space and make sure that our folks have the opportunity to build with them, because we not know fly-by-nights. Don't be sleeping on Seattle. No pun intended. So,
you know, what keeps you like going, like, you know, at a high level? What keeps you? Because it's like, in a sense, the fight that like we fight, you know, we're always outnumbered, we're always outgunned. You know what I'm saying? What keeps you really being like, nah, man, I'm showing up? Because you be showing up for you be not only show up for the gunfight, but you show up like, you know, pressed and this and that and everything and da-da-da-da. I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
I think there are two things. And if I'm honest, one of them is not that good. One of them is fear. I don't want us to go backwards. I know, like, from, again, being in the house I was raised in, you were raised similarly. We know our history. I do not want to go back there. I am grateful for everything they did for us. I don't want to relive that. So fear is a driver. It's not a good thing. I know that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and of a sound mind. But I'd be scared, not trying to go backwards. And I think the second thing is, this is my Harriet chain. Harriet Tubman went back 19 times to get 300 Negroes. Give us free, okay? So I want to make sure that we stay liberated. She fought too hard for us to go back. So every time I'm like, oh, I'm nervous. I'm like, now, if Harriet could be running through them woods, not knowing if she's going in the right direction, just trusting in that North Star, I could go on air and run my mouth. I could go write up a political strategy. I can urge people to do the right thing. The work that I have to do is far less than what she had to do to be brave. So certainly I could be brave in the spaces I occupy. That's what keeps me going.
Big one, K.
Yeah, and the shirt, powerful.
That says powerful Black voter. Shout out to Black Futures Lab and Black to the Future Action Fund, where I am a board member. But right now, this is for the Supreme Court. I can't stand y'all, so this is for y'all. Powerful Black voter. No matter what you try to do, you're not gonna take our power.
Hello.
We better than you.
There it is, right there. Listen, I think we're at equal time, but maybe overtime, Mr. Director. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to wrap this up right here. Papa Black, you gave everybody a whole dissertation how people can reach out to you. So that's on the record. But Angela Rye, how can people catch up with you?
I'm Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. Well, at least somebody's on TikTok for me. I still have an X account, shamefully. Don't drive no Teslas, y'all. But I still have it. I just want to see what they doing over there. I almost said something I shouldn't say on air, but I want to see what they doing over there. Yes. So yeah, on Instagram at Angela Rye. Twitter's at Angela_Rye.
And then your podcast.
Yes, the podcast. Thank you. That's very important. Native Land Pod. Native Land Pod with Bakari Sellers and Andrew Gillum, and we are live every Thursday. And I have a solo pod where Omari has been on talking about how he took down a white man who was posting over a community legend.
Yeah,
that's every Tuesday.
We still have that slide, Eric, so we're gonna have to use that.
Hilarious.
That was the best because he don't get loud like that. I said, "Who made Omari mad? Look at that!"
Yeah, you gonna learn today, boy.
Man, that man was scared. He was so
he said,
scared.
I won't do it anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He went ballistic. He had a mama ride moment. My mom, about once a quarter, flip out like that. I was like, Omari had his once a quarter. He was hot. I was here for it.
Look, that sound about right. And that's all the exemptions I get 4 times a year. Hey, look, we want to give a big shout out, Papa Black Davinci.
1K.
Yup, Angela Rye, thank you so much. And man, this has been an amazing episode. And I'm so thankful here to my colleagues and my friends actually. Papa Black Davinci and Angela Rye coming in. This is the 6th edition of this show. And this is a show that we're actually building up. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling everybody that it's like we're going to build it up in real time. And you know how that is. You're in production and everything else. We can wait and be like, oh, here's 3 weeks, 6 weeks, here's this and that. But the beauty about Converge is that we don't have an audience. We have a community.
Yeah.
And it's a difference. So when you have an audience, it's like, oh, man, it's got to be perfect for the audience. But when you have a community, the community's happy. They're like, hey, let's go. Papa Black's here. Angela's here. Let's do it. So to all of our community members out there, thank you so much. We'll catch you again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. where we'll have Deontay Damper and Dominique Stevens. Until then, peace. Let's go wide. Where's the peace signs? Peace sign.
Oh,
Angela?
Is that what I didn't?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought you were trying to find your shot. I'm sorry.
Well, we're confusing everybody.
Throw them dubs.
We good, Mr. Director?
Back them dubs.
Okay.